As you progress in your career, you will transition into more complex and more demanding roles. I've done a few of these transitions, some of which involve continental relocations at the same time. There is plenty at stake and actually a lot that can go wrong. First, you have to be aware that leaving an organization where you've invested emotional energy and you've built strong relationships is something of a trauma, and you will feel it. Add to that, expectations in your new company are very high. They are recruiting you for a reason, they've seen you at your very best through the interview process, and there's a risk that while you're still finding your feet, that you will disappoint them. And there will be plenty of complexities in the new role that you'll need to get to grips with. People, politics, processes, in addition to their products and customers, which may all be new to you. And that's without considering any personal upheaval that may be required if you need to relocate. Reflecting on the moves that I've made, I've come up with 3 ideas that I hope can support you in making your career transitions go as smoothly as possible. First, create space. Don't get rushed between one company and the next. Your new boss will be keen to get you in as soon as possible, but be sure to create some space. I would recommend 4 weeks. You need to leave well from your previous employer. You need to get over it and put that experience behind you. You need to sort all the logistics. This can range from getting a laptop set up to moving your family across the world. But whichever it is, realize you don't want to be still handling a lot of administration after you get started. So during the gap time, work all of this through and have a plan for the various steps. Most important, you must use this period to study, prepare, and get ahead of the game. You need to engage enough with the new company so that you have an agenda and a plan before you walk through the door. I'm not suggesting you come in knowing the answers, but you must have some hypotheses as to the strategy and the changes that you're going to drive. Once you start, your time is not your own, and it's impossible to get back this sort of calm learning period. The second idea I call assert yourself. You have a relatively small window of time when you enter a new company when you have a heightened sense of awareness because it is all new, and you have the right to question previous assumptions and plans because you were not a participant in their making. You have to use this window to re-examine plans, targets and strategies. Don't take anything as given because in just a short time you will own the outcome. This can be difficult and requires a bit of courage, but this is where you set the tone for how you're going to work with your boss and colleagues, and it makes all the difference between being able to over-deliver in the future rather than falling victim to the optimism of your predecessor. Final idea, find a tangible quick win. Now, whether it's the board of directors, if you're a CEO, or your direct boss in a company, you have been recruited with certain objectives in mind. But as soon as you join, you get sucked into a plethora of other demands. If it's an international company, you can find yourself with a heavy travel burden just to get to meet your team, and you'll come across plenty of things that you want to fix at the risk of trying to do too much. To maintain the confidence and support of the people who hired you, you need to make progress early on something that is important to them. Choosing your quick win takes a bit of judgment. You don't pick the complex, cross-functional issue that will need lots of collaboration from new colleagues. Find something discrete and tangible that you can deliver yourself in the relatively short term. And when you've chosen an issue to attack, be sure that you manage your time accordingly. That will doubtless mean being ready to say no to activities that could slow you down or take you off course, but obsessive focus on a few key items is always better than overstretch. As with so much else, the first step to a good transition is awareness. Realize that transitions are demanding periods with plenty of pitfalls, but use these 3 ideas: create space, assert yourself, and find a tangible quick win, and you're more likely to come through them on top.